Happy Monday, everyone. Good day to Team Bear. So, thank you. Welcome back again for another video. So, today is June 24, 2024. It's around 4:19 p.m. Philippine time. So, in this video, we'll be doing is a weekly briefing session. Basically, ang gagawin natin is to look at what happened for the past trading week in the markets. So, US market, PSE, and crypto. And basically, this is to prepare us ahead for this upcoming trading week. Actually, start na ng trading week in the Philippine market. Tapos na yung Monday session. US market session will be up later. No, regular trading hours around 9:30 p.m. So let's get into it. So let's start with our Finviz Elite US market heat map. So ETF heat map to ang US market. So looking at the SPY, the S&P 500 ETF, so up siya ng 0.38%. This trading week, the Qs is also up by 0.73%. So actually printing new all-time high on the weekly time frame. So even the Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF is up by 1.15%. So showing us that blue chips is strengthening. Yung mga industrials natin, non-tech related names is showing some strength and money inflows. So looking at RSP, equal weighted ETF natin is also up by 0.52%. So, doing good yung RSP natin. So, actually, I think yung Qs natin is down for this trading week. So, double check natin in our market group dashboard. Although, odd lang yung computation nata ni Finviz Elite, no? So, down yung Nasdaq 100 by 1.01%, no, for this trading week. So, something to take consider din na Nasdaq 100 names, so mga tech-related names natin, even the Mag 7 index is weakening. So the Nvidia is on a decline actually. Nag-pull back siya ng Thursday and Friday. So later, discuss natin yan. So S&P 500 down din by this trading week by 0.47%. So dito na lang natin tingnan, no? Isa-isay na lang natin since medyo weird yung ETF heat map natin in Finviz Elite. So, Nasdaq 100 ETF na equal weighted up ng 0.10%. Our equal weighted S&P 500, 0.44%. So, Spider midcaps showing some flat movement. Even the Russell 2000 small caps ETF, IWM, actually flattening but actually showing some support at MA100. So, ito yung mga ano natin, indices natin. So, pwede na natin tignan yung price action, no? Para lang din makita natin ano yung nangyayari overall. So, S&P 500 broke above this rising wedge. So, this was a reversal pattern na nakikita natin from the previous trading weeks. So, creating this higher high but showing this lower high in RSI but got invalidated. So, kala natin, ano na to? Kala natin na reversal na yan and may create another leg down or another pullback toward the MA100, but it pushed higher due to CPI news. So lower than expected yung CPI and PPI. So doing good yung S&P 500 for the past trading week. Actually Monday, Tuesday was actually strong. Wednesday was a holiday. Thursday was weak. Friday went flat for S&P 500. So parang creating this inside bar structure. So for me, key levels to look at for the S&P 500 is if it breaks below 540, then dapat medyo risk off muna tayo on big cap names. But basically, this is showing some signs of profit taking, no? Some signs of profit taking. Given that we are seeing some volume spikes in the S&P 500 ETF. So looking at RSI even, no, it's pointing downward, might close below 70, no, maybe for this first half of the trading week. And if it crosses below 70, many algos will be triggered, maybe selling the S&P 500 names, no, further. Maybe hanapin niya yung support niya at 537, 538, 538 gap level. So ito yung gap area, yung CPI day. So if looking ka for support, maybe at 530, 537 yung possible support level for S&P 500. A classic retest, no, of the previous resistance trend line. Or eto, yung previous gap level. So medyo risk off muna or stay cautious on S&P 500 names, yung mga big caps natin. So even the Qs is telling us na actually overextended na to for me. Looking at the 50-day, versus price, actually 10% yung ano niya, yung distance na versus the price or MA50. So it's a sign of overextension. So titingnan natin dito sa ano natin sa dashboard natin. Is it overextended? Is the rally overextended? For the SPY, for the Qs, actually overextended na yan. So maybe it can reverse or create a mean reversion event. Hanapin niyo yung support niya. Maybe hanapin niyo yung support niya at MA10 or possibly the gap area, yung CPI gap area at this level, no? So 470 for the Qs, 540, 538, 537 I mean for the SPY. Ayun, so that's our two main indices. Looking at the RSP, so basically RSP is telling us na it's actually basing after this all-time high breakout coming from this big base. So this is considered as base 1 based on Wyckoff theory. So maybe this is telling us na may possibility magkaroon tayo ng rotation toward non-big cap names or non-mega cap names. So hindi na lang hopefully hindi lang mag 7 names yung mag-rally, no? So ang trigger natin dyan is a break above 167. So that's a clearer signal, no, for us or confirmation na we can see some rotation toward non-big cap names. So that's RSP, our equal weighted ETF. Even our equal weighted Qs is showing this basing pattern. So broader market index is telling us na we might possibly experience a rotation to non-big cap names. So looking at mid caps, so supporting at the MA100. So second touch niya after this rally nung nag-bottom at October 2023. After this sharp pullback due to the bond tantrum or bond yield tantrum nung September to October 2023. So breaking above this all-time high of this big base. Ngayon creating this first base, no, after this accumulation base breakout. So parang nagkikreate siya ng inverse head. So mid caps is telling us na there is a possibility din na money might flow or possibly flow toward mid cap names. So ang trigger lang natin is a break above MA20, yung green line natin, or pwede a break above this pullback channel, no? Pullback channel from this MA100 line. So doing good yung mid caps natin for me. Nagkikreate ng higher lows and creating that inverse head. So IWM, one of the weakest index, or actually the most lagging index, no, based from our big four indices natin. So still not breaking above the all-time high level, still below the all-time high level by more than 8%, 10%. Actually, so 15% away siya from all-time high. So hindi pa rin siya talaga makaalis dito sa base na yan sa trading range na to. Yung trading range from 190 toward 208, or gawin mo ng 210. Isarado mo at 210. So for small caps, for Russell 2000 small caps, for me, if you're a buy on dip type of person, hanapin mo, kailangan niya munang mag-test sa 194, which is the anchored VWAP at October 2023 low. So if you're a buy on support type of person, wait for 194, the test at 194 level or the anchored VWAP. Or kung gusto mo, a much better approach is a break above this channel, So nag-undercut dito sa MA100, so serving as support na rin yun, or undercutted na support level, dynamic support. Maybe it's gonna undercut again, that's a possibility, but just set your triggers for IWM, for small caps. Maybe may mga emerging setups dyan, no? But for now, it's a no touch for me. Yun yung masasabi ko for small caps. Maybe if you want to rotate toward non-big cap names, focus on mid cap related names, and mga setups, yung mga setups na non-big cap name and then nasa strong market group or sector. So let's look at our market internals. So ADRT, advanced decline ratio. So for the past trading week, tignan lang natin yung weekly natin. So slightly above 1. So actually halos equal lang yung advances versus declines based on this ratio, market internal ratio. So let's look at MMTW. So bouncing off at the oversold area sa 25 level. So still below 50% level. So mas madami pa ring names na below their 20-day moving average. So signaling na the broader market is actually weak kahit na your SPY, your Qs is creating or printing new all-time highs. So broader market actually weak, but yung mga Mag 7 names natin are actually performing good. So maybe we can experience a rotation. That's a possibility. So open nyo lang yung sarili nyo for that possibility and prepare ahead. So SPY-G, SPY-V, our growth and value ratio. So still on an uptrend, growth is outperforming value. But actually, value outperformed growth nung Thursday and Friday. So let's look at mid-cap growth, mid-cap value. So in large caps, basically focus on growth names. In mid-caps, halos in equal terms yung growth and value. Still on a sideways for almost 6 months or 3 months, I mean. So still ranging, but overall in an uptrend, growth names is outperforming value names, no? Based on this chart. But ang main trigger mo dyan is a break above this resistance level, focus on growth names, a break below MA100, focus on value names in the mid-cap space. So SLY-G, SLY-V, our small cap growth value ratio. So still in strong uptrend if you want to trade mid-caps or if you prefer trading small caps, I mean, focus on growth names. So that's our ratio. Let's look at macro, no? For the past trading week, wala namang totally super big economic data release, no? I think industrial numbers lang and I think consumer sentiment. I think double check natin in our economic calendar. So previous trading week. So previous trading week, retail sales pala. I'm sorry, hindi pala consumer sentiment. So lower than expected. So retail sales. So this is a dovish data. So a weakening in retail sales is actually a sign of a weakening economy. So building permits even showing some dovishness, no? So this is a dovish data, lower than expected yung data sa building permits. So basically, this tells you na lower building permits, ibig sabihin nun na lower spending in the construction space. So lower consumption, then lower possible inflation, and possibly lower unemployment as well. So if lower unemployment, lower inflation, or something like that, then the Fed might cut rates, no, or expedite cutting rates sooner or later. So all actually other big economies like the Eurozone, Canada is cutting their rates na. So maybe susunod na rin yung Fed or the US Federal Reserve. So let's look at macro. So US 10-year, TNX, still below the MA100. So that's good for equities, that's good for stocks. But actually, ang nagbe-benefit lang dyan right now are Mag 7 names. Based on what we are seeing right now. So US 10-year still on decline, actually creating this basing pattern or parang continuation pattern. So what we want to see is a further decline in US 10-year. So a declining US 10-year is actually good for equities. So that's the bottom line. So tingnan nyo na lang ang pinaka risk off signal natin sa break above MA20, yung green line. So pwedeng yun. Or pwede sa break above ng resistance trend line na yan. But overall, I think the US 10-year will continue that downtrend or down move. So oddly, usually correlated yung dollar natin with US 10-year, yung bond yields natin, 10-year bond yields natin. So the dollar is strengthening oddly. So this is serving as a headwind for equities, no? So this is serving as headwind for equities. So a stronger dollar is bad for equities. But looking at the indices, yung mga market cap weighted indices natin, doing good naman. But overall, there is a decoupling ng performance, no, malaking gap between the performance of market cap weighted names, or I mean big caps, and yung mga ano natin, yung mga mid caps and small caps. So that's the XY. So ang gusto natin makita for the XY is to weaken again. That will serve as another tailwind for equities. Syempre yun yung bull case, no? But ayun nga, since it's strengthening, maybe it can serve as headwind for the big caps again. So let's look at US oil, our inflation benchmark. So breaking above the MA50 line, so breaking above the MA100 line as well. So this is considered as a bear trap. So an undercut below MA100 is actually a bad sign for inflation based on US oil movement. So a stronger US oil is bad for inflation, basically, diba? So what we want to see for US oil is to decline or break below MA100 again. So that's yun yung gusto natin makita. But maybe for this trading week, we might experience further strengthening in US oil. So let's look at gold, precious metals. So on Friday, it experienced some weakness, no? It experienced some weakness. So breaking below MA50 again. So akala natin mag-breakout na sa resistance trend line na yan, but still hindi niya kaya i-break yung MA50, no, on the weekly time frame. I mean on the daily time frame. So ayun nga, since China, no, parang sinabi nila they're gonna stop buying gold for now, then ayun talaga, no, that's considered as a decrease in demand. Maybe if mag-lighten yung mga geopolitical tensions, then some institutions will sell their gold holdings. So that's a possibility. But overall, big picture, uptrend pa rin naman yung gold, Uptrend pa rin yung gold. So coming from this big base, no, hindi mo dapat anuhin yan, baliwalain, diba? Hindi natin dapat baliwalain yan. So actually, measured targets wise, nasa resistance area talaga tayo. This is a profit taking area coming from this measured target. So coming from this accumulation base, the 1618 initial target or mid stage markup target, no, is the 2.3k level. So right now, since it's basing or creating this second base, the next resistance level is at 2550. So maybe at this area we can experience a further distribution. So that's a possibility, no? But line on sand for gold, a break below this support line at 2.2k, then we can experience further weakness in gold. So next support level is at 2.15k or 2.150. So silver, so kala din natin mag-breakout na dito sa channel pullback na yan. So nag-support siya at MA50, nag-breakout sa channel na yan, nag-breakout sa MA20 as well. Then on Friday it got rejected or faded. So silver, in general, I think for me, talagang bullish commodity pa rin to. It has industrial applications, di ba? Unlike gold na selective lang, no? So if we experience some stimulus, no, from easing of monetary policies from multiple economies or multiple countries, the G7 countries, then it can spur some demand or further strength for the XAG-USD, yung silver natin na commodity. So that's silver. So if gold and silver, precious metals re-strengthen, then that's good for GDX, yung mga gold miners natin, and mga mining names natin or mining related ETFs. So that's our precious metals. So looking at bonds, AGG na lang yung tingnan natin. So basically, it's testing this area as resistance level. So kung titignan natin yung AGG, itong ano na lang, structure na yan. Parang create siya na saucer base or kung ano man tawag mo dyan. But looking at this resistance trend line, so nag-breakout siya dyan nung start of June. First week of June, nag-breakout, nag-retest, second week. Then, right now, reconsolidating. So once it breaks above 98, 98.50, then that's gonna be good for bond yields, no? So that's AGG. So maybe ito na yung bottom niya, di ba? This is the Wyckoff accumulation base na hinahanap natin, di ba? So nasa late stage accumulation na tayo, di ba? Maybe it's gonna transition to a markup phase, no? So that's gonna be good for risk assets as well. So that's AGG. So let's look at spider sectors. So XLY, consumer discretionary, still in a basing pattern or still in an accumulation. Ito yung pinaka-resistance area niya. Ito yung accumulation base. It's tightening near accumulation base. So if it breaks above 185, 185 na lang, then we might experience some strong momentum in consumer discretionary names. So I'm bullish on consumer discretionary since hindi pa naman siya hindi pa siya nagma-markup phase, no, for me. So that's XLY, XLK, medyo overextended na rin, no? So looking at XLK, so versus MA50, price versus MA50, tignan natin tumbukin na lang natin. So nasa 8.9%, 9% away from MA50. So let's look at our market group dashboard. So bound for mean reversion na ba siya? So actually tech sector is bound for mean reversion, considered as overextended na yung rally niya. So percent versus MA50, 8.9%. So yung mga not overextended names natin is communication, self-care, consumer discretionary, and others. So that's our XLK, our tech sector ETF. So stay away muna or medyo be cautious muna on tech names. So looking at communications sector, XLC, so doing good, pulled back to the 20-day moving average. So creating this actually creating this flag pattern. So if it breaks above the flag, then it can move higher. It might move higher. So looking at the weekly time frame, so fresh breakout pa lang naman siya on the all-time high noong 2021, August 2021. So on the weekly time frame, looking nice naman actually. So di naman siya showing some signs of distribution or something, no? Parang inside bar structure siya. So natural movement siya for a fresh breakout stock, or I mean an ETF, lalo na sector, a bigger sector, no? So underlying names or underlying components for XLC are Google, Meta, Netflix, Timos, Disney, etc. So pwede mong tignan yung tignan mo na lang isa-isa yung mga yan, then you can look for setups. So i-add natin dyan. So quick scan lang natin. So interesting na sector to for me. So Meta actually pulling back, creating this pullback channel towards the MA20 line again. So near all-time high din. So creating this square root pattern. So this considered as a reversal. Nag-support at MA100, re-strengthened, consolidated, rallied again, pulling back again, then might move higher if it breaks above this channel, diba? So next resistance, if you want to swing trade this channel pullback, then targets mo is at 520, 530. So that's Meta. Google doing good as well, near all-time, actually at all-time high, giving out this big volume candle. So may potential pa rin naman yung mga Mag 7 names natin like Meta, Google, maybe magkaroon lang ng onting rotation toward the leadership. So previous weeks, ang leader is Nvidia, di ba? Due to some good news, the post-stock split reaction of the market went well naman for Google. Right now, breaking above this base or box pattern, continuation pattern. So at all-time high yan. So malayo pa rin naman ata yung targets natin dito. So looking at this big accumulation base, so 1618 target natin is at 220, gawin mo ng 200. Isarado mo na doon for the next round number area. Diba? So that's Google, a potential box breakout. So big volume na yung pinakita ng Google, no? So pre-market is actually up. Oddly, hindi lang nag-open yung pre-market natin. Naka-hidden pala. Yan. So, pre-market session, moving higher. So, opening higher, 0.41% up yung Google. Even Meta is opening higher by 0.85%. So, opening at 499. So, break above 500 is actually my trigger for Meta. I have an order in Meta. So, full disclosure. So, Netflix, actually, parang ganun din yung ginawa ng Meta, no? Nag-move lower after earnings, pangit ng earnings reaction, creating this base rally, consolidated. Actually, ito yung parang square root pattern natin, parang nag-consolidate after a rally, then right now moving higher again. So, this is the first leg, this is the second leg for Netflix. So, right now, wala munang setups na emerging for Netflix unless you're trading Netflix on a lower time frame. Tipong 5 minutes, 15 minutes. So, other names, di na natin masyadong no? Mauubos yung oras natin in scanning for stocks. So basically, bottom line, look for names or look for sectors na malakas. Look for sectors na dun possible mag-rotate yung pera coming from the outward rotation from the tech sector, tech or semiconductor names. So right now, for me, we possibly ang mga makikita nating rotation will go toward the following. Tignan natin. Balikan natin, no? So, weakening XLK. So, re-strengthening XLC. That's a possible sector to look at. XLV even basing near resistance level. So, tightening above the 20-day moving average ng XLV. So, may potential din siya. Underlying names, I think Eli Lilly is consolidating. Actually, medyo ugly yung chart. Look for other names, UNH, J&J. Look for setup. So, pass muna yung on UNH. Maybe AbbVie, one of the names na nakikita natin possibly rally ulit. So, breaking above MA100. So, this is an undercut or Wyckoff spring in the MA100 line. So, right now, retesting this resistance level as support for AbbVie. So, possibly, it may retest 180 again. Bringing that XLV to move higher as well. So, XLY, consumer discretionary, as we've seen, parang ganun din nagbe-base, nagta-tighten near resistance level. So, still in an accumulation state. So, XLRE, looking at XLRE. So, bigger picture, still in an accumulation, one of the weakest sectors right now. So, as long as it's below the resistance trend line, no touch muna in real estate names. So, looking at XLP. So, consumer staples. So, consumer staples actually tightens near resistance level or at all-time high level. So, nag-breakout na siya dyan sa all-time high level na 76. So, right now, parang nag-ano lang siya. Nag-create ng triangle pattern or triangle base, whatever you want to call it. But basically, punto dyan, price action interpretation dyan is nagpapahinga yung buyers mo. There is a sign of indecision between buyers and sellers, between bulls and bears. So once it breaks above the resistance trend line, yun yung magiging trigger mo talaga for you to become bullish on consumer staples. So XLB, matagal na rin siya nagpo-pullback. So since May, pullback na siya. Hinahanap niya yung support niya at MA100 right now. Creating this nice classic channel pullback towards the MA100. So once we break above MA50, then yun yung trigger natin for XLB. So XLB broke above the big base, accumulation base, reaccumulation base since 2021. So right now, if it re-breaks the 90 level, MA50 level, then there is a possibility that there is a resumption in leadership in materials names. So that's XLB. So next is XLU. So utilities, pulling back since May din as well. So yan yung mga leading names nung nagpo-pullback yung market, no? Nung bandang April, bandang April papuntang May, no? Medyo nagpo-pullback yung market natin in pull back yung mga Mag 7 names and yung mga big caps natin. So XLU, XLI, XLB, yan yung mga nagli-lead nung time na yan. So if we see some rotation, possibly ito yung mga sectors na pwede mong tingnan or hanapan ng setup. So hinahanap niya yung support at MA50, broke below MA50 but moved higher and closed above MA50. Right now, although moving lower, gapping below the MA50 line. So sa atin, we want confirmation. A break above MA20 is an aggressive confirmation or an MA-based confirmation. But looking at this channel, if you will plot your resistance trend line or kung gusto mo ganyan, kung ano man gusto mo, basically above MA20 and a clear break above 72.80, then yun talaga yung trigger natin for XLU. But maybe, late ka na in the party. So, pwede mong gawin, look for, instead of buying XLU, no, you can look for setups in the underlying components or yung mga underlying top components. So, may mga setups dyan like NEE, pullback siya sa MA50 although aggressive pullback siya. So, a channel breakout or channel pullback breakout is not viable setup para sa akin. So, I'm seeing a setup in VST, no? I'm seeing a setup in VST. Pullback siya sa MA50. So, lower time frame, we are seeing tingnan natin, 1 hour time frame. Yan, 1 hour time frame. Tingnan natin dyan. So, 1 hour time frame, we can see an RSI bullish divergence. So, basically, a lower low in price is being seen. So, lower low in price, higher low in RSI is a sign of pent-up demand. And actually, looking at price action on its own, parang nag-create siya ng wedge, no? A wedge structure. So if you want confirmation, a break above the anchored VWAP plotted at this swing high is your actual confirmation. So initially, nag-resist siya at the anchored VWAP. So a break above anchored VWAP and a trend or an inflection of the anchored VWAP is your valid confirmation for VST. So that's VST, no? So XLF, looking at XLF, nag-breakout na siya sa channel na yan. So same structures, pullbacks to the MA100, the break above MA100. A break above MA20 again, no? For XLF, yung nakikita natin for now. So clear out lang natin. So maybe there will be a resumption in the underlying components of XLF. So, parang moving higher again itong XLF natin. So, sorry, maybe, tingnan natin yung mga XLF names. Sana ba ito? Berkshire, ScanDist, sana yung ScanDist natin. So, let's clear this ScanDist. Then, add our underlying names. So, basing, yung Berkshire, although still ranging, JP Morgan pulling back, creating this pullback channel toward the MA50 line and MA100 line. So may mga potential setups tayong nakikita in financial names. Okay, so pwede may potential yung mga financial names natin. Okay, in market groups, still leading semiconductors, but ayun, we are experiencing some weakness, no? And even blockchain names, total pass muna in blockchain names. So Bitcoin is declining, even breaking below the 64K level, I think. I remember on Friday, it broke below 64K. Right now, moving lower again, no? So, di niya talaga ma-hold yung tong support na to. Tong MA100, no? So, right now, maybe next support level, gawin mo na ng next round number, gawin mo 60K, diba? Tutumbukin niya rin naman yung swing low na to. So, that's the next support level for Bitcoin. So, medyo pass muna talaga, risk off muna in Bitcoin. If you want to really trade crypto, then you can short it, diba? You can short it or buy inverse ETF. Wala nang inverse ETFs, but inverse derivatives, no? So, that's blockchain. Right now, doing good. Yung gold miners natin up for this trading week, 2.38%. So quarterly for gold miners, up din siya ng 14%. Okay, so other names. So electric vehicles is down 2.10%. Renewables also down for this trading week. Even marijuana names, no, cannabis names, 2.61%. So if you want to look for strength, you want to trade strengthening names, transportation, property casualty names is a possibility. It's a possible market group to look at. Insurance names, papasok din dun sa financial ano natin, sector natin. Property and casualty insurance. So other names, FDN, tech names, software names. So yun, doing good yung internet names natin. So maybe we can see some inflows in software names, no? So aerospace and defense doing good as well for this trading week. So nasa top 10 yan. Tignan mo na lang yung mga underlying names in this top 10 groups. So iwasan mo na lang yung mga overextended names, no? Like semiconductors, blockchain, etc. etc. So ngayon, yung mga nag-re-strengthen, doon ka mag-focus, di ba? Yun yung magiging strategy natin right now. So, ayun. Hindi ko na masyadong i-discuss yung mga underlying names. Actually, nakapag-scan na tayo. Hindi na lang din ako muna magbibigay ng setups, no? Maybe I'll show one setup na I am looking at right now. So, NU recently IPO'd name. So, nag-IPO siya nung late 2021. Nag-create ng big accumulation base and right now tightening, building up near resistance level. So the past few days, we are seeing this volume spikes. We are seeing higher volume spike and a bullish engulfing candle. So maybe it might break out above this all-time high level. So once it breaks above the IPO base, since wala ka na masyadong break-even sellers, ang kalaban na lang ng presyo is profit takers, maybe it can create a strong move uptrend, a strong uptrend, no? Parang yung ginawa niyang uptrend nung nag-breakout siya dito sa mini accumulation base na yan. So this mini accumulation base, after its breakout, created this multi-month rally. So actually a 2-month rally. After that, it decelerated, weakened, then actually still rebased and moved higher again. No, so right now, nandito tayo sa low volatility phase, low volatility cycle. Maybe if it breaks above resistance, then we might move or transition toward the high volatility cycle. So yan lang yung mapapakita natin na setup right now. Hindi na ako magbibigay ng iba for now, no? Since ano lang naman to, weekly briefing video. So it's a 38-minute video. Let's look at our PSEI, our beloved PSEI. So still below the 10, 20, 50, 100, and still all moving averages are pointing downward. So still bearish ako for PSEI, risk off muna. The next support level is at 6.1k, 6.06 K, no? This swing low level. So malayo-layo pa yung tatahakin ng PSEI. I think 2% away, 3% away na lang naman pala. Sorry, hindi pa naman malayo-layo. So 5% away na lang siya. Once it reaches that swing low level, you can look for setups. But since it's still below the 100, below the 50, talagang hindi mo para puruhan yung local markets natin. So even Bitcoin, totally risk off muna. So for this trading week, if you want to trade crypto, go short it. Maybe bato ka lang, pili ka lang ng any name, then most likely, and then short mo, then most likely it will materialize, no? So bullish momentum, bearish momentum state, nasa bearish momentum state ngayon yung crypto. And even PSEI. So what's causing PSEI to go down? So as always, I look at the USD PHP or yung palitan ng dollar kontra piso. So peso is still weakening, causing foreigners to go away or umalis muna sa Philippine market, no? So ganun lang naman eh. So kung ikaw foreigner ka, you're holding dollar, 'di ba? Convert mo ba siya sa piso na nagde-depreciate? Tapos mahina pa yung stock market ng Philippines. Then, kahit nga i-cash, di ba? In USD mo lang siya hawakan. Kikita pa rin yan, di ba? Pamapaltan into peso pag gumanda na yung environment for emerging markets. So, that's the idea, di ba? Right now, di ko lang na banggit, sorry. For this trading week, we are gonna experience some volatility on Thursday and on Friday due to the final estimate for the GDP growth rate for Q1. So, if lower than expected, maybe the market will rally due to the dovish news or dovish data. So, weakening economy, slowing economy, cooling of economy might trigger the Fed to cut rates sooner, di ba? It's only a matter of time. Actually, they already signaled na magka-cut sila. Although one lang daw, pero maybe bluff lang yun. Depende, hindi natin alam. But core PC, isa din sa mga main economic releases natin for this trading week. So, if lower than expected, then that's good for the market, for equities. If higher than expected, then maybe the market may create a sharp pullback. No? Since yung core PC, yan yung talagang tinitignan. Yan yung tinitignan ng US Federal Reserve. So, expect some volatility on Thursday and Friday. So, yun, that ends my video. I hope na update ko kayo. If you have any questions, just PM me. If you like this video, please like this video. If hindi ka pa nakasubscribe, please subscribe. It will be greatly appreciated. So, if you want to learn more, you can go to my site, berriotrades.com. May mga free content tayo dyan, and actually, we are providing some services in that website. So, pwede mo lang akong PM if you have any questions. So, yun. See you on the next video. God bless and goodbye.